most important resource the teachers have is each other. Working as one and collaborating amidst diversity has been instrumental in improved performance of the teachers. Engaging hearts and equipping minds toward excellence in education has always been the driving force of District 5. With the verdant vegetation and the sight of the mountains kissing high heaven, District 5 is a haven of young learners coming from 5 barangays, namely Ranao-Ranao, Macalidong, Cavasi, Tinampo, and Tula-Tula Pequeño. Headed by the dynamic, brilliant, and supportive Public Schools District Supervisor, Mrs. Joanne B. Kipid, it was able to remain afloat and achieve greater things despite the pandemic's crippling effects. This was achieved in collaboration with the following equally competent and dynamic school leaders: Dr. Jose Pedro Q. Dante, Secondary School Principal 2 of Deogracias P. Princesa Memorial High School; Mrs. Miraflor C. Ross, Principal 1 of Cristina R. Princesa Memorial Elementary School; Mr. Jesus Cha Jr., Head Teacher 3 of Macalidong Elementary School; Ms. Michelle Rodriguez of Macalidong Elementary School, Kiasay Extension; Mrs. Michelle Gunawan, Principal 1 of Cavasi Elementary School; Mr. Rodolfo P. Tuason, Principal 1 of Tinampo Elementary School, and Mr. Marlon D. Asis, Head Teacher 3 of Tula-Tula Pequeño Elementary School. The right to education is not only confined on the idea of having access to it, but also the right to receive an education of good quality. Confronted by the threat of the pandemic, teachers as the frontliners of education has to take an extra mile to reach the learners. Utilizing various social media platforms like Facebook and Messenger, and putting modified learner enrollment survey form drop box in conspicuous places resulted to increased enrollment. To ensure the health and safety of the teachers, parents, and learners, the schools in District 5 were able to construct hand-washing facility and establish triage, isolation facility, and gender-segregated clinic. It was successfully undertaken with the support of various stakeholders like the parents through the PTA. The national funded school-based feeding program was also conducted. Apart from this, private groups like Convoy of Hope Philippines was able to deliver food packs to the learners of Tula-Tula Pequeño Elementary School. Health and dental kits were also given to ensure that the learners will still practice good hygiene even if they are not reporting to schools. The 6 elementary schools and 1 secondary school in District 5 continue to move forward with the hope of achieving improved performance in the delivery of quality basic education for all. With the implementation of modular distance learning, the teachers and the learners are geographically removed from each other. This is why the parents and guardians are the authorized person to receive and return the learning activity sheet. It is worth mentioning that the teachers, with the support of the school heads and the guidance of the Public Schools District Supervisor, were able to come up with intervention to reach the learner. First is the home visitation to monitor the utilization of learning activity sheet and assist the learner on their difficulties. Second is the conduct of the online class to ensure that critical competencies will be learned by the learners with the virtual presence of the teachers. Teachers are also capacitated. School learning action cells were regularly conducted to develop and support successful teachers by sharing their knowledge, attitudes, and competencies in terms of curriculum, instruction, and assessment. Even without the traditional face-to-face learning process, the facilities in the school were continuously improved with the help of the stakeholders. Among the schools in District 5, Deogracias P. Princesa Memorial High School and Cavasi Elementary School are working for School-Based Management Level 2. Along fiscal management, all of the schools have 100% liquidation report. Strong partnership with the stakeholders was also very evident in the schools of District 5. Some of the partnership engagement activities conducted are the following: Barangay Amihan and gift-giving activities sponsored by Albay Provincial Police Office. Gift-giving activities sponsored by the SK officials of Macalidang, Rano-Rano, and Tinampo. Bloom a Million Flowers and other Brigada Eskwela related activities. Relative to the implementation of Brigada Pagbasa, an offshoot of Brigada Eskwela, podcast-based reading enhancers were produced with the help of the teachers and volunteer tutors in DPP MHS. With the collaboration, commitment, and consistent support from school leaders and stakeholders, the teachers and school heads in District 5 were able to receive the following awards. Aside from this, 2 teachers were hailed as finalists in the 2021 search for Most Outstanding English Teachers. An action research entitled The WEED MDL Project, Sustainable DPP MHS Implementation was presented during the Hiraya DOS. Lastly, DPP MHS was chosen as one of the presenters during the second virtual regional assembly of school-based management practitioners. This is District 5, a community where good becomes great, for we learn, we achieve, and we transform.